Hey, you know what that means. XWA, well, XWA Onslaught coming to you live from the DCU Center in Boston, Massachusetts. I don't think we have a pretty huge card happening tonight, but we will say that this is the fallout at XWA Last Stand. And here is Angel Rivera. We're pretty much coming out with an all-new black and white attire. We don't know what is the reason for this, however, he is willing to make a statement and putting a fight into Mason Page, which will be happening in just in a matter of moments or minutes. Now, for those saying that although Hurtful was advertised on a poster for the XWA, he is not here because currently he is pretty much with his girlfriend as he's out on a date. So we wish him the best of luck on that, and also a very late happy birthday to him because his birthday was yesterday. Hence the reason why there was no show. Or probably so, I don't fucking know. Here comes Mason Page, well, who is ready to get shit over with and done with, well, tonight in the DCU Center. Let me get a sip of my water real quick. For Mason Page, well, ready to get to work here tonight. And we are sold out in DCU Center, mind you. On the left corner you have Angel Rivera, and on the right you have Mason Page. And match is now official, and here we go for, or at least Angel Rivera trying to start off with a tad bit of offense, but now Mason Page pretty much now delivering offense of his own. Pretty much a kick to the stomach. Technically, Mason Page is laying the cockiness will get the best of him. Now for Mason Page, now being thrown by Angel Rivera, but for Angel going for, I want to say, a twirl-a-whirl DDT, and now taking to the sky for a Tokai Hilo, but misses the target drastically. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The rep count is now at 1. Angel Rivera being thrown around across ringside, and here comes Mason Page on the intercept. And now for Mason, he's gonna have to rely on his speed and overall, well, technique to bring down Angel Rivera. Same thing going for him, since for Angel knows pretty much a little thing or two about high flying wrestling. So he might be able to get a slight advantage over Mason Page if he ends up playing his strategy right, like you see here. And now back inside the ring now for Mason Page alongside with Angel Rivera. Is that Bob it over, but there is the dynamite cutter from Mason Page. And pretty much missing with a standing clothesline. Now Andrew Rivera going for a spinning head scissors. And a DDT connects onto Mason Page. It's almost like that Andrew Rivera, technically not even in first gear yet, it's like he's stuck in neutral. Trail want to keep this fight remain on ground level, but now Mason Page using, I want to say, well, the mite driver, well, the termite driver, what it's really called. And now Mason Page pretty much looking to finish off Andrew Rivera with the 5-finger grenade and cover. And it's an easy win for Mason Page here in Boston. For the first time ever, too. Well, next up is Britt Alexander versus the solo, well, pretty much the solo competition debuting star, Natalie Osborne. And now here comes technically the previous, well, the host of XWA Last Stand just a few days ago. And that is Britt Alexander. So now, of course, technically Britt Alexander didn't do much, but pretty much didn't do much when XWA Last Stand went on air. However, pretty much when the cameras were still off, she welcomed the Houston, Texas crowd to Last Stand, and even had a little few backstage shenanigans. Well, pretty much she had a few backstage shenanigans, well, thrown in there too. So it seemed that for Britt Alexander, she even discussed in an interview saying that if there's one thing she could bring back, and that is bringing back riot control with pretty much with two of her friends. Well, with what I should be saying is her girlfriend and her best friend. Now, will that actually end up becoming a reality? Who knows? For Britt Alexander, she's pretty much like a horse with blinders on, pretty much willing to get this show, or at least her match, over and done with, and ready for everything. Yes, Blue. Yes, she is. And here, one of the members of British Strong Style, pretty much making its singles competition debut, that being Natalie Osborne. Well, her, well, probably, whatever. Although I was thinking of adding a male member into British Strong Style. And I have a few, yeah, I think I got a few people that can fit that role. Oh well. But anyways, Natalie Osborne, everyone. You can see that she decided to walk out here with, I think what they call it in other countries, the ale, which is technically some sort of beer. And pretty much she decided to walk out with a whole can of beer, well, and a kendo stick. I don't know that she read the script or anything, but clearly this match is not even a no holds barred or extreme rules. The technically the kendo stick is just all for nothing. We also heard something from Osborne saying that she is pretty much back home in the UK. She is known as the stray dog. Well, of wrestling. So let's see, does she own up by her own words here in the United States? And the match is official. It's all looking at for Osborne right off rip, pretty much taking most control of the match. Now, if there's one thing to notice about Osborne, that she is the muscle of British Strong Style, being led by Piper Clark. Which is why, for Clark puts most of her trust into Natalie Osborne if she went there to become the new leader. And now, for Natalie trying to go for a standing sleeper hold on Britt Alexander, however, she gets out of it. And for Britt trying to gain control of the overall matchup, it seemed that for Natalie not even giving a single fuck, well, in this matchup alone, and we don't even know that she even liked the Boston crowd. And a standing moonsault by Osborne, cover now, and an immediate kick out at one. And Britt managed to move out of the way, and now going for her Hurricanrana. Well, a slower Hurricanrana, that is. Pretty much out for Britt Alexander, trying to hyper extend with the right arm Osborne. Not looking to go well. Not gonna lie, I know there's probably a few people backstage that are technically have a whole lot of hate towards the Boston Celtics here tonight. But anyway, basketball aside, we need to focus on this matchup here. And now for Natalie Osborne, going for an immediate snap suplex. And if there's one thing that we should know about Osborne, is that pretty much she has a little bit of a background in mixed martial arts, but her real wrestling background pretty much come from underground, well, wrestling. Pretty much she grew up in that type of wrestling genre, pretty much where she only knows where she only knows 2 rules of wrestling, or at least pretty much knows how to do 2 types of wrestling, that being, well, British wrestling, meaning pretty much it's almost like the Heritage Cup, where pretty much you have to win as many rounds as you can within the time limit and shit like that. And another thing is an underground street fight, when that Osborne would just casually just be easily winning for no obvious reason. So technically, back home in the UK, she's considered to be the prince, or at least the prince or king, well, a no-holds-barred wrestling. So it would be kind of interesting to see what Osborne can do in singles competition. Because she is taking this fight to Britt Alexander no matter what cost. However, for Britt, managed to try and get herself almost out of a hold, but now trying to drive Osborne into a corner, only for Osborne to deny it midway. Now it's Osborne throwing Britt Alexander outside of the ring, and Britt's gonna have to think of something, well, pretty much to face off against Osborne. And now that for Britt, now somewhat managed to fight back. Now wraps the arm around the neck and going for a half-turn driver onto the ringside mat. It seemed that for Natalie might have a few screws loose in the head, but we do not know for sure. Now covered now by Britt Alexander. And immediately Osborne kicks out. But now Britt lined up for a heartbreaker, and it connects. Covered now, well, by Britt Alexander. And Osborne still, well, kicks out. And now technically for Britt Alexander trying her absolute best, trying to hyperextend the right arm. My apologies, the left arm of Natalie Osborne, technically thinking that would be her only way to weaken Osborne. And you should see she's not even targeting the right arm, but instead targeting the very left arm. Covered out by Osborne, and a kick out by Alexander. And now you can see that Osborne trying to take off the turnbuckle pad, but Britt Alexander does not notice about the turnbuckle pad pretty much being taken off, and now she does, and realizing that what the hell is wrong with this woman. But I believe this may be part of Osborne's plan all along. While the ref is distracted, she can just do whatever the hell she pleases until the ref now has full contact on both competitors. Like right now. And step up into gear by Osborne and takes out, well, Alexander onto the outside. Now Osborne going onto the top rope, pointing at the camera saying, "You think a dog can do this?" And might be able to. Now of course, when we mentioned like matches like pretty much like the Heritage Cup, you know, pretty much there's another version of it, and one of the rules is saying that you're not allowed to go on the top rope whatsoever. So technically, Osborne might have broken one of those rules, but since, well, she's not in the UK, it's pretty much those rules are 100% different here in the States. Sad for Brad Alexander, now trying to go for a cover up on Osborne. And Osborne still kicks out too. So now Brad Alexander using the Heartbreaker once again, getting the cover. And Osborne is literally not going to let this match rest. Again, clothesline. Tennessee might have taken out Alexander, and now Osborne looking to potentially put away Alexander, but now has her up onto the shoulders and going for the British driver. And Osborne will get the win. We don't have a whole lot of matches lined up here for tonight because I was literally in a rush to make these cards. And most of the other wrestlers are getting their entrance redone, so there's that. Anyways, our next matchup will be Ryan Stone taking on Zach Wilde. And we do have a different ring announcer, but that is standing out on ringside, getting ready to give the call. Never mind, my game fucking died.